I mean, we're just putting reads together.
We got it. We were doing so much show prep.
We were doing so much show prep.
Do what we were supposed to do.
I love show prep. And I love you,
Yes,
Boo. I'm so
I love
excited
you
to be
too.
here.
I haven't seen you since I was like sweaty and trying to die on a bike.
How did that go for you?
It was good.
I loved every minute. That I was like, you were on the corner of my eye, so I saw you.
Well, I got to see you like in your element and like fully
That's my
empowered in your like, you've got this whole stage set up and the
Beast.
lights on you. It's very dramatic.
I learned from
loved it.
Cher. She's 78 years old and still rules the world. Thank you very much.
You were slightly less sparkly, but more opaque than Cher.
I love her. I just need Bob Mackie in my life. That's
I know,
all.
right?
Yeah.
Well, Bob Mackie, call us.
Boo, we have a very, very, very special
We
guest.
do.
She has revolutionized the way I look at libraries for like a year now, and I'm very, very excited to introduce my friend to the show. Alex Barr is here in person,
That's why we were late getting the reads out.
No
we were having
worries.
too much fun with Alex.
Absolutely. We're learning the culture.
We are.
And we're getting, I want to know if they got rid of the Dewey Decimal System. Do you remember this?
I do remember Dewey Decimal System.
It was a thing. You would go to the
Yes.
card and you would like flip,
Yes.
flip, flip, flip.
I
wonder
love
how
the
they
card
do this now.
catalogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smell of books, card catalogs, so many memories.
What's better, smell of books or new car smell?
Smell of books.
Good. God bless
Yes.
you. God bless
I
you.
don't like new car smell.
I dig your
Too many
vibes.
plastics.
I dig your vibes.
You start, then I'll
All
take
right,
over.
we got to get paid tonight. I do want to recognize Epic Behavioral Healthcare. They're incredible human beings. For over 50 years, Epic has been the beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance abuse and mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lead you a helping hand or lend you a helping hand. Jeez, I'm on fire.
We're having too much fun.
I've got like the Troy Blevins dyslexia moment here going. Okay, anyway. With a range of programs tailored to meet diverse needs, Epic offers accessible solutions for everyone, from their walk-in centers to their mobile response team, which is amazing, to their inpatient detoxification and outpatient counseling. Epic provides comprehensive care every step of the way. They're incredible. They provide so many resources that includes psychiatric evaluations, medical management, medicine-assisted treatment, care coordination, peer support, suicide prevention training, parenting education. I love that because it is a full circle. It is a continuum of care and so much more. Check them out, epicbehavioralhealthcare.org.
Absolutely. Now we have A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing. They offer free estimates, and they have been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. They offer metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years. They also do shingle roofs with warranties for up to 50 years. They install tile roofing, cedar shake shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos with material descriptions can be seen at A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com. Call Chuck McCone and his team. They will get your roof situated, folks. Now, we also have Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford has also won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out online today at bozardford.com or head down there and have a Jiffy Burger at Ford's Garage. Tell Bo and Letty we sent you.
It's not called the Jiffy Burger. It's called the 904 Now Burger. Just saying.
That.
Moultrie Creek Diner, Anastasia Diner. These neighborhood diners are more than just a place to eat. They're where hospitality blooms and friends gather. Bring your own or make new ones. The coffee's always hot. The smiles are genuine. That's the truth. And the food tastes like home. Every meal is a chance to make memories, share stories, and create bonds that last a lifetime. It's not just about the food on the plate, but it's about the community that comes together. We love them over at Moultrie Creek Diner, Anastasia Diner. Tell Andy sent ya.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, so it's been a great day for me. I've been busy. I've had homeschool stuff. How are you doing today?
Well, you need to elaborate. What's going on in the homeschool community arena? Not a lot of us are prepped.
Like, summer is summer break, right? Unless you're an educator, and then it's prep time.
Okay.
And so today was parent-student orientation for my class.
Oh, like what are they supposed to do?
So we met at Publix, the bougie Publix in Wargoff Village that has the upstairs lounge.
Never been there before in my life. Okay.
So they have a lovely upstairs lounge. Yes, they do. You can get a glass of wine.
I have 2 days.
Yes.
This is amazing.
You can have a whole date night in Publix. It's so funny. So I got a whole bunch of food and had parents and kids. We hunkered down at the big long table and I handed out their guides for the year, their curricula for the year. And we went over all the rules and regs for my class because I'm a very strict teacher.
Were the papers scented?
No.
Look, you'll get their attention if you make them a little bit more
I don't
like.
dot
I learned
the
that from
I's
Elwood.
with smiley faces or hearts. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, pink paper, a little bit scented. This will be great. Then they'll never forget you.
Do you know how I would get the side eye from the boys in my class if I handed them pink scented
They need to
paper?
learn too. Rub the paper on the body. Jeez.
Put the paper in the... Never mind.
I know, right? It was very...
Are you having a good day?
Sounds of the lambs. Yes, we're having a great day. We have one more day till our big break. I'm excited. Definitely need a 4-day weekend. I'm very, very pumped about it. So yeah. We are going to, we got one more day of shows tomorrow. I know we're going to be talking about the Fired Up Kingfish Challenge. So that'll be fun. But yeah, we had a great morning show. Afternoon show, we talked to the great Julie Durden.
Yeah.
She's revolutionary. And I tagged you in this. I want you to see it. It's a really cool idea on a positive aspect on how to take classrooms. I know you deal with a lot, you know, teaching parents how to deal with teaching kids. So this could be a really good tool. The book is called 180 Degrees. I got to give a great shout out. She was an amazing interview today and
cool.
super inspiring. Yeah, I met her. She was a finalist for Teacher of the Year. St. John's County School District, and just an awesome human being. We were locked down at the time period that we don't talk about. And I had to come up with an event. Like, how do you do a digital event in the district? And we came up with the Twilight Zone.
Ooh.
Right? So all the schools...
Because we were living through it.
Right, exactly. Because we couldn't do anything. So schools had their own watch parties in pods. And we just created this, like, digital show. And Julie made a song. And she's like a sign language teacher. So she, like did the whole song. It was absolutely beautiful. So it was a really cool way of uniting teachers through the digital era. I mean,
very cool.
It was the Twilight Zone. For sure.
It definitely was. But you brought a friend, and I was so excited to meet her, and she's fantastic. And
Speaking of the Twilight Zone, when's the last time we've been to a library?
I should go because I'm a homeschool mom. But honestly, I'm a book hoarder, and so I just buy all the books instead of borrowing them.
Because you are addicted to the smell. I understand.
I'm addicted.
That's a thing. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome my great friend, a fabulous Alexandra Barr to studio tonight. Hi, Boo.
Hi. So happy to be here.
So happy to be here. I know we're so used to you being morning show, afternoon show, so you're making an all-rounder. Here's the evening show. Right?
Okay, I've hit all three.
Collected the whole set.
Yes, fantastic. Do I get a prize?
Yes, we have tiles.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Introduce yourself. Tell everybody where you are in the St. Johns County Public Library System.
So I used to be at the Southeast Library. Now I'm kind of all over the place since I'm the community outreach manager. Yes.
They put you on tour.
Yes, essentially. I'm all over. It's only a little bit stressful. It's okay. So I get to drive the bookmobile along with my staff all over the county because we've got a problem. We don't have enough libraries in St. Johns County. So to help fill in the gaps, the bookmobile goes around. We make public stops at quite a few different places in the county. We also make private stops. So we go to a lot of senior centers, nursing homes. We go to schools. We do lots of outreach events, things like that too. And you'll also see us like in the local parades. We're kind of everywhere. So
that's amazing. So talk about the bookmobile. Is it a comfortable thing to drive? Like, how are you doing with this?
So it was not as difficult as I thought to drive this big thing. It's like 30 feet. It's a bus. And we've been
heavy with all the books in there?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that your turns, you got to go real slow. Okay, gotcha.
Sometimes we lose a few. If you get a curb. But most of the time we do a pretty good job. It's
do you strap
me
them
and
down?
two other. No. So I actually had a stop at Crookshank Elementary this morning, and I brought a bunch of kids from their summer camp onto the bookmobile. And that is normally everybody's like first question is how can you drive around and like not have the books fall all over the place? So the secret is that the shelves are actually tilted slightly.
Oh, groovy. I like that, obviously. Unintended. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
So bookmobile. So where did the concept start?
for the bookmobile.
Yeah,
so we have had our bookmobile department running for, I don't know, we're trying to figure out if it's 20 or 25 years. It's a little murky. It's been going on for a long time. It started with like an old van based out of the main library downtown. And it has grown since then. So a couple years ago before the pandemic, we had 3 big bookmobiles that were kind of going simultaneously.
Yeah.
It was, yep, we had one that was an old converted Bluebird, like school bus. Yeah, it was from like 1996 or 1997.
Wow.
It was still kicking.
Do you guys still have this inventory? That's amazing, though. What a relic.
I know. Wow. It was really cool. No, we had to end up surplusing that. So somebody got it in an auction through Great Expectations. I don't know who's the new
Jenna, yeah, that's funny. Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you acquire this new bookmobile?
So this one was the newest of our small fleet. So the other 2, unfortunately, didn't make it. They were just not doing well with the pandemic and everything. We really scaled down all of our schedules, scaled down the number of outreach events that we were doing, obviously, because we couldn't do anything at the time.
Social, right? Yeah.
So the department kind of went in different directions. People got rehomed to different libraries because they needed help there. So
interesting. Did you guys ever come up with the concept of the book delivery just to pivot during that time period?
So they did do some delivery and gave items to people through the door. We did curbside delivery, all sorts of things. I don't know how
efficient that would be, as far as I guess.
Tim's in the comments. He says they used to deliver to their daycare.
Did they really?
We had a lot of daycares. We still have a couple.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get back up there because right now we just have the one bookmobile. We are working on designing a new one. It is in production in Colorado right now. Very excited.
Very cool.
We got to choose samples the other day for what everything's going to look like on the inside.
So is this going to be a new vehicle, like completely customized?
Completely new from the ground up.
Because I think of them being like repurposed.
No, the one we have now and the one we are going to be getting this fall winter were both designed as bookmobiles originally. So we got to pick everything. This one's going to be a little bit smaller, but it's going to be more user friendly. Our current one doesn't have a ramp or anything. So the new one is going to be one of those like massive Ford Transits, like the extended length.
Oh, like you need to have a special license for this one?
No, it's still below. So you don't need a CDL.
I love that she has the answer. That's amazing. No, I have to tell you.
No, it's just below. So we're gonna have that. It's gonna have a ramp, so people in wheelchairs can get on. It's gonna be great. So that one we're hoping to focus on more the senior community, schools, things like that, and get at places where the current bookmobile can't go, like downtown.
Yeah.
Groovy. I got you. I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Did you ever go to the bookmobile as a kid?
Totally.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was cool because we were rural Delaware. Like there was like we didn't have libraries, so that was our option. And I know how it was the person that was in charge of the bookmobile at the time just made it so special, and like you just wanted to go. It was like Club Kid, you know what I mean? Like it was so fun.
I remember so I grew up in the Panhandle of Florida, and so like there was one day a year that it would be like our library times the bookmobile, and you'd get to go on. It was only a couple of kids got to go on at a time. You'd go with your friend, and then you'd get in. It was amazing. It was like this little wonderful, magical world inside this van.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. I love getting to do that now. I was saying today when I was at the elementary school, because I also did a story time there, and like, oh man, my old job as a children's librarian, I used to do story times, multiple times a week.
Yeah.
Today was the first time I got to do it in like a year and a half.
What was it like? Tell us. Like, what does it look like?
What does the
like story time? Do you like pull it up and like you pull out a rug? Like, how does this look?
Yeah. So for this one, this is the first story time I've done on the bookmobile. So it's kind of merging my two favorite things.
Cute.
All the kids came on the bookmobile. We can only fit about 15 to 20 of them on at the same time.
Okay.
So they all lined up. They were all sitting on the ground.
Oh my God, girl, do you have
and
HC?
so I was. Oh yes, yes. Have you seen it? Oh, that's a whole thing. That's
you
a
know
whole
me,
story.
yeah. I was gonna be. I'm always Fitson, so yeah.
Yes. No, because hello, the bookmobile is a big metal box.
Absolutely.
In Florida, it's miserable.
It's like an incubator.
Is why we had to completely change our schedule. Actually, we had it's been a whole thing. It's been a journey this last year, I tell you.
I believe it, but it's like trial and error. But
it is. But we're there now. We figured out how to. So we've been having generator problems basically, like since I took over this department with this vehicle. It's been to like 6 different mechanics. It's been all over the place. It's a nightmare. So from a random conversation with one of my friends who is into RVs, I learned that there is an adapter that you can use that you can just like plug a vehicle into like a regular outlet.
Oh my gosh.
Magical.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
Yes. So
I would still have somebody plug it in for me though. You know what I mean? You're not made of ski.
It's
Like,
a little scary, like plugging it into
it's
the shoreline.
kind of
and
plug,
it's a whole
right?
thing.
Yeah.
So we're doing that now, and everything's working, and it's amazing.
Good.
Awesome.
So we took a couple weeks off to fix some things on the bookmobile, make it safer, and now we have all new stops, and we're finally back on the road as of last week. So.
So cool.
Talk about the stops that you go to though, because you kind of really, like we talked about on the morning show a little bit this morning, like where do you concentrate your stops?
So right now, we have a lot of libraries in like the southern and central part of St. Augustine, but as far as the middle of St. Johns County, further north, there's just the Bartram Trail Library that's over in Fruit Cove, very close to Jacksonville, and then you've got the Ponte Vedra Library way on the other side, super close to Jacksonville Beach.
They just got a new roof. I just remember. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
they did. Whole thing.
Beautiful.
So there's this whole empty area.
And it's a big population.
World Golf. We've got 210, Silverleaf, Nocatee, like all these areas, Rivertown, that have no library service. So when we were redoing the schedule, I was looking at the map. I was trying to figure out what we were going to do, because now we can no longer just take the bookmobile like to a Publix parking lot like we were and just, fire it up. There's no place to plug it in there.
Gotcha.
We're in the middle of the parking lot.
Oh my goodness, this plug is a whole revolutionary thing.
Yes.
You're like,
so I'm
do you
like,
have a
okay,
plug is my
where
first
do
requirement.
I go? So luckily we were able to make some really good partnerships so that we can continue to offer the service to these places. So the big one is Nocatee, of course. They are our biggest bookmobile stop.
Yeah. They pull up in a golf cart.
Yeah.
That's a big golf cart community. Yeah.
And we had a little over 200 people at our first stop back last week. Just at that
That's
one
incredible.
location. Yeah.
So you're not just pulling up and it's tumbleweeds. Like, how are you guys getting the word out about you showing up?
So through things like this, we put it on our library website. We put it out through social media. We have a couple of social media queens at the library.
You guys
amazing.
have you followed them yet?
No, I haven't.
Run, don't walk on this.
Okay.
They are extraordinary.
They're so
They're
funny.
so funny.
Awesome.
Like they really, and I love that you guys are really like, you're not crossing the line, but you're really definitely like on point with pop culture, what's going on now, and how you're meeting your audience where you're at. I love that. You guys are doing an epic job with it.
Making libraries cool.
Yes, and I believe the social media director, isn't she from Flagler? She's a graduate?
So she is, she's not our social media director, but she's a social media maven.
Okay, absolutely.
Hannah.
Yes.
She was a Flagler
That's who I want
College
to shout
graduate.
out. She's amazing.
And then her supervisor, Lauren, the two of them together are just this incredible team. It's
love
just
that.
the two of them doing like all of it.
Great.
That's
They're doing a great
awesome.
job.
Yes. So we've been
They make
promoting
it
everything
look
through
fun.
that.
They don't make
do.
it look like stuffy library.
No.
Like we don't want to do, what are we getting ourselves into? You know what I mean? Like this is a really inviting environment for the youth of our community. I love that too.
They make it super modern. Like we just got to film a reel week before last to promote this new bookmobile change.
Okay.
And it was just hilarious.
So is there like a lot of planning that goes into these
Yeah.
reels? Okay, so they're like Tuesday, meet us here, this okay.
Exactly. We got a whole
So
thing. She's got
cool.
her list of shots. It's like,
That's awesome.
she's fantastic.
Are there like certain librarians that are just like, I'm outgoing, I want to be a part of it, and then there's some like I'm a little bit more reserved. And I'm like,
yes.
Okay, I get you.
I would say
Like,
most are probably a little more reserved.
Yeah.
Like when you think about
Just
a
like
library,
teachers.
it's
I always
not
said- yeah.
exactly. Yeah, the library is not necessarily full of extroverts.
Surely, yeah.
Sometimes we have to like pull them out of their shell a little bit.
Yeah.
But thankfully there are a lot of volunteers who we can get to
love
do the
that.
fun stuff.
That's awesome.
Good.
So
That's so cool.
so we were Nocatee is
sorry.
one. Sorry, the other one, World Golf Village. We switched over to the convention center. So I don't know if y'all know that big circle all the way in by the hotel there. That's now one of our stops. And then in the 210 area, we've got another at Faith Community Church right there on 210.
Okay.
So we're trying to hit the big like regional areas.
Okay.
Those are also areas where we have identified that libraries are needed. So we a couple months ago, I think now, formed a partnership with Parks and Rec. They invited us to build these library hubs in their new community centers that they have planned.
And this is
Very
Parks and Rec
cool.
Awareness Month. I just like to let you know that.
is.
Oh, it
We
is.
learned that this morning. Yeah.
All right.
Mhm. They've got
Red
their
Leopard.
whole passport
Yes.
thing.
I know. Yes, look at you. You
it.
know everything. The passport. That's what we talked about. So you get like a park passport now. Like you go and like do these activities and you get a little stamp and like you got to finish the passport.
We have one for the national parks.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Maybe
So
they took
I
this
have,
idea from
I have
this.
one with the family, with my family that we got when we were like in Arizona.
Okay.
And so like you go to a national park and you go to the visitor center and you get the little stamp and you can get stickers and it's like a whole thing.
It's really fun.
so
super fun.
And then
Yeah.
you fill it up, but like, who cares if you don't win a prize? It's just like
Yeah.
the journey of you actually doing all
Yeah,
of that.
well,
right?
we're using it as like a family memory book to track like all of the cool parks that we've been to.
Cool.
So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It's super fun.
That's
See,
very
St.
cool.
Johns County.
Yep,
Yes.
anything to get people out there and
Right.
checking out new places. I love it.
So how's inventory looking with books out there? I mean, are you seeing more like a digital response? Or are you
Oh my
seeing still
gosh.
like books?
It's a big mix,
Okay.
yeah. So we're definitely seeing our circulation numbers for e-content grow like crazy, but at the same time, print is still definitely viable. When you think about families specifically and kids, they need that print in front of them. So we have.
I need large print. I'm at that age. Yeah, I need that
We've
print.
got a
Same,
great
babe,
large
same.
print collection.
It's just way more relaxing.
Well, yeah, and when you're reading books to kids, like I've tried to read books on Kindle because there's been things that I could only get on Kindle, out of print things. It's just not as much fun, and like you try and turn it around to show them the pictures if it's a book that has pictures, and like one of them touches it and it's on the wrong page.
Screw
And it's
the hell,
just,
yeah.
you need a paper book. I like
Yes.
paper
Oh, I didn't
books.
know that about
Yes.
the Kindle. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same experience.
No, it's
Does digital, like, can only a certain amount of people rent or like take out a digital book at a time, or is that pretty like?
No, so that's a whole thing
Oh, I didn't
in
know that.
library world.
Yeah.
Ebooks are very, very expensive.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because like they don't fall apart like books do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the publishers have very strict rules on. So like you purchase, I don't know, the new James Patterson ebook for $60. You can only use it for one person at a time. And it can only go out for a certain number of times before it disappears and you have to renew it.
Oh,
Whoa, that's
That is
real fierce.
crazy.
I didn't even know that.
So in our homeschool community, it started with just a grandfather wanting to connect to his kids, but he has a YouTube channel called Internet Grandpa where he gets these ebooks from the library
adorable.
and he reads that. He makes videos of himself reading the books so that he could share them with his grandkids. So it was his way of connecting with his grandkids
This
through
is
their
the
education.
cutest project ever.
And so, but he didn't private the videos. And so, because I don't even know if he knew that that was an option. And so his grandkids told their kids in class, and then it became like a whisper campaign amongst CC communities.
Did he get in trouble?
No. So he's like this amazing grandpa.
I love every
and
minute.
so I go onto YouTube and I listen to Internet Grandpa, and at the end of each
Internet
chapter, he
Grandpa.
like tells you that he loves you and goodbye, and I'll see you next chapter. He's so sweet. I don't
That's
have a grandfather
adorable.
anymore, so every now and again I get like choked up because it's
Oh
like
my
I'm reading
God,
with my
that is
grandpa.
actually really
He's
cool.
so
Everybody's
sweet.
grandpa.
But he'll show the screen capture on some of his videos, and they're always like, "You have this number of days on the book," and it always made me laugh because it's like it's a digital book. Why is there a limited number of days you can have a digital book? But that makes
because
sense.
publishers.
Wow.
Publishers.
So what does that change with the independent structure? Does that make it easier then for people to take out books if they're an independent publisher? Or
So
self-published?
it just depends. We actually have a really great database for people who have independently published their books. So it's called BiblioBoard, and they can publish their books for free on there, and people can read them. It adds them to the collection.
That's cool.
So that's kind of a whole separate thing from the big main publishers that we have through like Libby, for example, or Hoopla. So those are the main ones.
We just went because we just interviewed our buddy Trey,
Yeah.
who just wrote Forging Steel, incredible book. I have to give him a huge shout out. Amazing human being.
Yeah.
But we didn't know like how intense like publishing your own book
Yeah.
is. I mean, this guy, he
Yeah.
did the science, he did the math, and he did the work to make sure that it was going to be successful. And then his first month, he sold over 250 copies.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Most independent writers
yay.
can barely sell 1,000. I mean, on the
Yeah.
first year. This is an incredible journey. So
Yeah, he's
That's
doing
fantastic.
fantastic.
it's wonderful to
Yeah.
hear about how this whole book community kind of comes together and how people can have access to it.
Yep. Yep. So we love local authors at the library. Our collection development librarian put together this local author packet. It comes complete with confetti.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing because local authors should be celebrated.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work that they put into creating, like, their little baby book.
So special.
And
I love that.
so we are so excited to have them there. And to have the option of having the physical book in the library, and then we have the ebook available as well through BiblioBoard. Not just for us here, but everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So everybody can check them out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So step all change back to a bookmobile.
Oh, yes.
What are the hours looking like there? Do I need to make an appointment to show up? Like, what does that look like?
Good point. So no, you don't have to make an appointment. So with this new schedule, since we minimized the total number of stops, we have extended the time that we are at the stops.
Okay.
So every week we have our weekly stops Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're there either from 10 to 1 on Monday and Friday or 10 to 2 on Wednesdays. So we try to make it more available.
Market too. Am I saying that right?
So at the farmer's market, yes. So we used to be at the farmer's market.
Okay.
We're trying to see if we can get more staff so that we can get that up again.
I know it's Saturday morning. It's not an easy one. Yeah.
Exactly. So
But
and
a
there are so
cool
many cool
pop.
markets that we could pop up at.
Okay.
So we're excited
Do you
to do
look
that
for
as
those
well.
like community events to try to like piggyback off and try to get that pulse of energy?
Yep.
Like a food truck moment or something like that. Does that work for the niche of bookmobile?
Yeah, certain things like that. We also try to see other community events that we can like do a one-off event with. So we've been going to like Ancient City Kids Day with
Love
Epic
that.
for
Epic,
years and years and years.
yes,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. We help to plan that with them and have been going there forever. And then we also do a lot of smaller events too, like the summer camp I just went to this morning. Yesterday I was at the Drive Chip Putt. Did I say that right?
Yes. Look at you. Wow. So
Woo!
good.
I'm learning so much at the St. John's Golf Club yesterday. So kind of like if we get invited, we try to see if it'll fit our schedule and we go.
Does
try
it
to get
ever
out
get
there as much as
overwhelming?
possible.
Like you're checking out too many books. You're like, how am I going to keep track of all of these things?
So we just transitioned to a new system that kind of helps with that. But yes, still it does get overwhelming because on the bookmobile we have a finite amount of space, and books have literally just completely boxed us in before.
I mean, we report on some like crazy stories where like there are people that owe like hundreds of thousands of
insane
dollars of
fees.
library
Yes.
fines, right? Insane fees, and they have to do like these crazy moments to be able to, or it's a donation or something.
Yeah.
Do you guys have to ever deal with stuff like that too?
Not too bad. Thankfully, pretty much every year. So the commissioners always have to approve it, but we do food for fines around the holiday season every year. So people can come in and donate non-perishable food and they get money off their fines. And of course, we have a ton of people who come in
I
and
love
just
that.
donate lots of food as it is.
It's like the Catholic Church and buying
I
indulgences.
know. It's wonderful. My people send the collection plate twice. I love it.
So speaking of our people,
Yeah.
Tim says that he wants to bring the bookmobile to Jimmy Jam in January.
You need to do this.
That would be amazing.
Okay, this is a
Yes.
huge community rally, and it's so much fun. So
Okay.
what the Jimmy Jam is, and this is my elevator speech and how I explain it to people, and I feel Tim sitting back in his chair like, don't screw this up, Hartzell, but I'm good. So we all know what the United Way is, right? And like they provide resources to local entities and nonprofits. The Jimmy Jam provides direct resources to families, like immediate. It's not like they have to go through a board and they have to take months and months and
wow.
of the actual moment. But no, they take care of people's light bills. They take people's cars. We've heard cancer surgeries for kids, like incredible
Wow.
boots on the ground, grassroots campaign. We love Jimmy Jam around here. So they do this barbecue slam, and it's a Florida sanctioned barbecue. Every year. And this happens in January. And I'm telling you, girl, everybody shows up and shows out on this. It's a huge event down at the fairgrounds.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
It's so much fun. You have to go.
Yeah.
We definitely have to get the bookmobile involved. It's so
So
fun.
it's like a barbecue competition, but it's also a car show.
Right,
And so
yeah.
having the bookmobile there, it'd be a
can show
very
it
cool
off.
vehicle
Yes.
to be there.
Oh, yay!
So
Yes.
fun.
I would
This year,
love to.
January 11th, I'll send you all the deets. It'll
Yes,
be
please.
fabulous. Yeah, we'll all be there. It's all great. Pete's the MC, and yeah, it's so good.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. It's a family affair. Yeah, no, it is. It's one of the events that we really, truly look forward to every single year.
Oh, and it's in January. It's not during the
Yes.
summer.
So
It's
it
so
won't be that
nice.
hot.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Tim, you heard it though. She needs a plug.
Yes. Yeah, we need
Well,
a
actually,
plug.
at the fairgrounds, we're
Yeah.
good. They have shore power.
Oh,
Nice.
fabulous. See,
Yeah.
the
Perfect.
amenities are great.
We got that taken care of.
Hey, Alex, can you tell Amanda a little bit about the seed library that goes on?
Yes. So speaking of card catalogs earlier,
Yes.
so we have an old card catalog that was converted into a seed library.
Very cool.
It's available at the Southeast Library, and we have several different small businesses in town who donate seeds. Gardeners can also donate their own seeds, and people come in and they just pull out the little drawers, and there are different packets of seeds in each one. All you have to do is just sign a little application to become a seed member, and then you can come in and you can check out seeds.
So cool. Do you have to donate seeds back?
No, you do not have to. No.
Trust me, they have plenty.
There's lots.
My husband and my son have just gotten into food forests. And they're trying to convert our backyard into a food forest.
I love it.
And so they're definitely going to have to check that out.
Oh, this is great.
So is this like Florida native specific, or
They
is
have
it
a
all
whole
kinds?
mix of stuff,
Okay.
yeah, and it changes out seasonally,
So
of
cool.
course. So
That's awesome.
yeah, definitely come
fun
check it
thing.
out.
So I drive around town and I see a lot of these like little libraries. Can you tell us what
The
is
little
that?
free,
what
free
is that all
libraries.
about?
There's
Little
one
free
on
libraries.
Bridge Street.
There's a bunch of them, right?
Yes, yeah, there's so many. So quite a few of them were built about 10 years ago. There was a project between the Junior Service League and a couple of other organizations.
Rotary, I know, was involved.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. And so the library committed to helping to fill these little free libraries. So when I took over a year ago, I went around and kind of checked them, and quite a few of them are not in good condition, being outside in Florida after 10 years.
Right, yeah.
It only
we have
lasts
this,
so long.
Exactly. We have this big project right now, working with the Friends of the Bookmobile to renovate and replace some of those little free libraries.
cool.
And along the way, while we've been doing that, we've just been adding more and more of these little free libraries to our list for us to go around and stop at. We're trying to go once a month, check on all these little locations, add in books, kind of sort through if there's like stuff that's fallen apart, get rid of that.
Yeah.
And just make them vibrant, fun collections for
How
people
does
in
it
their
work?
communities. So it's take a book, leave a book. So that's the premise anyway. You don't have to commit to dropping off a book, but they're just there for the community to come and take a book, read it. If they want to give it to somebody else at that point, they can. If they have some other books they want to get rid of, put
Are
them in
you
a
guys
little free
keeping
library.
track of what books are in there, or no? Is this
No, we
willy-nilly?
can't do that. We're keeping track of how many books we're putting in.
Gotcha.
So far, just since we really started getting everything organized, I think we started in March, really getting out there every month, and we have put out, I want to say, close to 2,000 books so far.
That's
okay.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So what's better? Should people do like a donation on that, or should they like actually drop their book donations off to the library to sort?
So
what's better for you guys?
that is what we have been doing. People have been giving us donations or sending them to another library. All of the libraries accept donations.
Okay.
And the way I work is I contact some of the other libraries and their friends and say like, hey, we're looking for more mystery books right now, or we need some more kids books or something, and they'll send them to me. I also have people come and donate directly to the Southeast Library to the Bookmobile, and they go back into our office and we sort them and take them to different locations. Because in addition to those freestanding little free libraries, we also have deposit collections at places like the WIC office, the health center, Children's Episcopal Services, different places like that.
Okay.
So that kids who go in there and adults can have books that they can take home with them.
So what you're saying is, if I maybe had 1,000 books that I didn't need, you know
Is
where I
what
could
she's
take them.
saying.
Yes.
Yes, is what she's saying. Yes.
I might have children who are also book hoarders.
I mean, they do look
there are
awesome.
worse things.
Yeah, I can't say that I've read all of my books, but they do look
They
amazing.
look
Yeah.
amazing. And they make you look very smart.
I know, right? Exactly.
Barbara Jean wants to know if there are catnip seeds in the seed library.
I do not know.
Furry
It's
daughter
very.
wants to know.
Oh, it's possible. I am not sure what's there right now. It
Gonna
changes
have to
out
check
so
it out, Barbara
quickly.
Yeah, Barbara Jean sounds like an adventure. South Branch Library. I'm
Come
just
on
saying.
down.
Yeah.
And now we're open Sundays. So,
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So how long do you get if you check out a book? Like you get what, 2 weeks?
So most books are 3 weeks, except
Okay.
for new ones, like new bestsellers. Those check out for 2 weeks just so that we can keep the turnaround going for that long list of people.
Yeah.
If I had a doctor's note, I'm asking for a friend. If I had a doctor's note because I'm dyslexic, do I get longer time period? Is that possible?
We actually have a new thing called auto renew, so it'll just like automatically renew.
See, Troy, there is an option out there. There is options. That's awesome.
So
Good.
do you have to sign up for auto renew, or does that just automatically?
Yes, it automatically happens. You have to opt out if you don't want it.
So does that mean fines are no longer a thing?
Oh,
there
question.
are less. So this does help with that for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Just asking for a friend.
Right. I love the asking for a friend. It's the new allegedly.
Yes, for sure.
You came on tonight, and we have some breaking news to announce tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us what's going on in Hastings.
So Hastings, there's a whole thing right now. They are working on packing up their current location.
Yeah.
So they're in the old high school in Hastings. It's kind of, falling apart. So they are currently packing everything up. They are moving temporarily into the W.E. Harris Community Center. They're going to be open up there on September 3rd or September 4th, I believe.
Cool. Okay.
But the reason why they are doing that is because they are getting a brand new library on Main Street in Hastings. It's going to be amazing.
Which we talked about at length because it was a thing. And I love this that the community rallied. They didn't want a modern structure. They wanted to keep the culture of Hastings alive and keep that aesthetic.
So cool.
It was a really cool movement.
Because honestly, there's a special cachet when you walk into a historic building and you go and get booked. There's something special about
that. It's sort of like the way the book smells. You want to feel how the brick, also the aesthetic of it. All
yes, for sure.
Yeah, so that was really important when they were doing the design.
That's so cool.
So that's been in the works for a long time, and we are absolutely thrilled that we finally have a groundbreaking date.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So on Friday, September 6th, we are going to do the groundbreaking at 9 a.m. at the property on Main Street. And then it should be done later next year. And then Hastings will be able to move into their brand new building that they're also going to be sharing with Health and Human Services.
Yeah, it's good. Because we learned that historically that building is also a community center, which a lot of libraries are. I should say that.
So it's kind of still going to be a community
center. Absolutely.
That's cool.
It's going to be very more open and just I just really love the layout of everything. It's going to be an incredible moment for Hastings, of course.
So cool.
We love reporting on that. That's amazing.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. And I believe the property that it's on was the community center at that time.
Yeah.
It's totally empty now. But the design is reminiscent of that building.
So
as
does
well.
Bookmobile ever visit out there? Or
so we've gone out to some events at Flagler Estates. We go to the Hastings Parade as well. We do all that. So
I mean, your bookmobile is equipped with Wi-Fi, so I feel like it is free public Wi-Fi, right? Oh wow,
it is totally
that's
free.
Be a hotspot. Literally.
So not only do you have the books that we're driving around, but we also have our librarians that are there on the bookmobile as well. So we help a lot of people with tech if they have reference questions, things like that. We can help them with that too. So we always have 2 people on the bookmobile at all times.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Bless. Yeah. You never know. Right.
Yeah. So always 2 people. So there's always somebody there who can check stuff out and someone there who if someone needs help, they can help them out, look stuff up for them, teach them how to download ebooks to their phone, whatever they need.
That's so cool.
Can you talk real quick about your journey as a librarian? Did you ever think that you were going to be the bookmobile captain? Where did this whole thing come about with you?
So I was in my senior year of my bachelor's degree in English literature at FSU.
Love it.
And I was planning to go on and get my master's in English. I was thinking about being a teacher, being a professor, something like that. And I had a meeting with one of my professors to talk about, my future plans. And when I told him, he's like, no, you shouldn't do that. I'm like, what?
Really?
Why?
Wow, that was brazen.
I know.
Was that a buzzkill for you? Or were you oh gosh, I would have been devastated.
So
what a thing to say.
What a thing to say. Something Troy or Mike would say for sure. Yeah.
He kind of had that vibe too.
Yeah, right?
But I'm very glad he did. Because it made me pause. I went and really thought about what I wanted to do, what was possible. I went to the Career Center. Shout out to Career Centers at colleges because they're amazing, super helpful.
Good.
And that's when library came up, and something just like went off and it clicked. And I started interning at the public library in Tallahassee, and I realized, oh man, like, yes, this is something that I want to do. So I enrolled in library school, did the thing.
There's a library school?
I love this.
My son needs to find out about this. He reads like 40 books a day. It's
Oh my
insane.
gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so most people don't know you have to have a master's degree to be a librarian.
That's wild.
So I did that while I was working on my degree. I also moved down to this area. I got a part-time job here in St. Johns County Public Library System. And since then, I have worked my way up from like a 20-hour-a-week library assistant to a manager role now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I really did not picture myself on the bookmobile or even before that as a children's librarian. I wasn't sure what kind of librarian I wanted to do or wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know, things just kind of opened up over time as they were supposed to.
How have you seen it evolve over time?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's changed a lot. So I've been at my library for about 13 years or 12 or 13 years now. And even just in that time, it has grown a lot. I mean, we saw when I came on, we were coming out of the recession. And so a lot more people were starting to come into the library. They needed, free services and to be connected with all of that. But I've really seen it blossom into what we were talking about, into community centers. So when I got involved...
That means you worked with the great Harold George.
I did.
That is like the godfather of all libraries. Yes, I have to drop my voice when I mention him.
I got to take over his role.
Incredible
so I stepped
human being.
into his shoes
Get
and into
out.
his bookmobile.
That
That's
must have been easy
amazing.
turnkey. He must have had that ready and prepped
It was
for you.
wonderful.
Yes.
Mostly wonderful, except for the generator thing. Otherwise,
Could have learned that.
I'm like, Harold,
That's funny.
sir. I think, gosh, it was a couple months ago I walked in, and he's now back at the library again, working with us.
This.
So
I didn't know that. That's great. Awesome.
Yep, he's back at the Southeast Library. He's the adult services librarian.
Fantastic
Yay.
human being.
So
Great.
I walked in and I'm like, Harold, you did not tell me that this job would give me so many gray hairs. He's like, well, I tried to warn you.
The drama of books. I love it.
It's a lot. This department is just a lot of pivoting and problem solving.
Right. Yes.
You know? But no, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Question in comments: how old you have to be to get a library card?
There is no age limit. So
wow.
it's really up to their grown-ups to decide.
Okay.
So in our new system, we now have the ability to link cards together. So we can have, like grown-ups card, and then we can have multiple kids cards all connected to that one person's card.
Okay, so parents can still regulate on like what
Yes.
kids can check out or something like that. I kind of
Yep.
like that too because I see how passionate people are with different books that we're checking out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and that way they don't lose track of how many they've got out.
Yeah.
Right, that's
fines,
exactly
things like
my
that.
problem. Right, yeah.
So yeah, we try to encourage as many people as possible to sign up for their library card, and we're going to be pushing that hard in September. It is National Library Card Sign Up Month. So
Okay, so good. Let me know on all the facts on that. That's perfect.
will do. Thank
so
you.
not just books. There's also what else can we find at a library?
Oh my goodness! Well, right now is the summer reading program. It is our Super Bowl.
What is
at the
this?
public
Tell
library.
us. What did
So,
you do? Is this like Oprah's book club?
It's
What is
a
this?
whole thing. It's even bigger. So it's for all ages. But when I was a children's librarian, like that was the big thing that we focused on was the summer
Okay.
reading program because the kids get out of school and they come to the library. So it's not just about books and book clubs, though we do have lots of those. We just have a lot of amazing experiences that kids can come in and take part in for free. Whether it's free martial arts classes for kids, art
That's
classes, STEM, they're doing Lego robotics, all sorts
I
of
see
things.
magic shows.
Yes, magic shows.
Really?
At the end of July, there's an all-you-can-eat ice cream party.
Oh, this is fun.
Everything.
I'm so ready.
Yes, yes.
I'm lactose intolerant. I don't even care. It's amazing.
It's gonna be worth it. No, we do all of it for free.
I definitely will.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah,
That's fun.
so we also have a summer reading log as a component of the summer reading program, and we it's a big calendar essentially, and kids and their grown-ups, it's all ages, can mark off each day that they read, and for every 5 days they get to come to the library and pick out a book to keep for free. So we have a whole selection of prize books. because we want them to grow their own libraries at home.
I love that.
So
Marineland's coming to the library.
yes,
July
Marineland's a
2nd.
big
That was
part.
today.
Oh, that's right. I was over in the kids section, and there were so many kids there.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome.
So that means this maybe Trey was there.
I don't know. It says one of the biologists. Trey, were you? He's watching now.
Oh.
Were you at the library
Answering
today?
comments, Trey.
See, everything's connected.
That's
Right.
awesome. I
Yeah.
know.
So cool.
We have some other organizations like the Florida Public Archaeology Network who come out and do events for the
Cool.
kids as well.
There's a lot
Yeah.
going
So they all want to
Yeah.
be Indiana Jones by the time they leave the
Yes,
library. That's so
exactly.
cool.
Yeah, no, we try to bring a little bit of everything into the library. So allow those kids to have those experiences that they wouldn't have otherwise. And maybe that's going to pique their interest and, lead to something down the road. We'll have a
That's
new
so cool.
biologist one day.
So I've got a question. Is there an internship program for like teens and young adults so they can learn more about the library?
Always looking to get rid of your
So-
kids, honey. Always looking to get rid of your children. She said, sign them up.
We love our teen volunteers.
Yes.
Okay.
We absolutely depend on
It's
them,
air
especially during the
conditioned.
summer. Yes. When they have to get those volunteer hours
Yep.
because they're required if
Oh,
you want
I
to get
didn't
bright
think of
futures.
this.
Yeah.
Cool. Good idea.
When you think about all the different opportunities they have, like the library is really great because it's air conditioned. It's normally pretty quiet unless there's a kids thing going on. Then, all bets are off. But a lot of our teens come in, they pop in their earbuds and they shelve.
Yeah.
It's so chill.
Yeah.
We also, at the Southeast Library specifically, the new librarian there has started up this teen advisory board. And she has this core group of teens who are now working on leadership skills, organizing. They're doing their own events now too throughout
That's
the summer.
so cool.
Yeah. So I think they've got like 4 or 5 events scheduled throughout the summer that these teens are in charge of. They're
Very
prepping
cool.
everything. They're promoting it. They're leading the program, whether it's a craft or a book club or whatever. And
That's
it's
so
giving them
cool.
a lot of really good skills that they wouldn't
Yeah.
have otherwise. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know a lot of homeschool teens that
Yeah.
know how to set up for an event and know how to handle little kids. That would be perfect
Yes.
for this program.
I love how this is amazing. This is a great interview for you.
Yeah,
This is
that's
so
right.
good. A lot of resources here.
all the things.
So I gotta ask you. Okay, this is a very controversial on our network, but we're all here. So, the carousel.
The carousel.
It has gone away
Mhm.
and now is going to come back. How is that going
That
to
is what I
affect
hear.
foot traffic there? Are you guys pumped about it? What's your thoughts?
We are excited, yeah, because I think it can only bring more people in, especially kids. So that park was a huge draw for a lot of families. They'd go in there, they'd go in the library, check out some books. We want as many people to come in as possible.
Well, Pete
Yeah.
just threw his phone, but because we
Well,
lost
that's when
one
we would go to
viewer, but that's
the
fine.
library all the time. We would go to Davenport Park, and I had a rule with the kids. We rode twice, so they got to pick when we rode it.
Twice your
Back-
whole life, or
Twice, twice a visit.
Okay, well
'Cause,
that's
like,
what the thing
we're
is.
on a
The
budget,
people only
baby.
there for
It'll
one.
be like they would be on it like constantly, and
Okay.
so we would we'll write it as soon as we get there.
they
We'll
limit
write
your
it when we
ride?
leave. I would limit it. I got a budget.
I don't understand how
I
it
got
works.
so many kids.
Well, because it was like $1 a ride,
Yeah,
I
you
think
gotta
the
pay
old one
for it.
was.
In Jersey, it's like $10.
Well, $1 a ride adds up when you have 1 million kids.
Right. And like how many circulations did they go around? Like 3?
They go around 2 or 3 times, and then
And that's it?
a ride. Yeah, it's enough.
Okay.
It's enough.
Okay.
And then it could go around once, and my
Oh
kids
my
would have
God.
still been happy
I'm
about
about
it.
to bring a canned food or something to see if we can go around a couple more times.
And so, like, that was my rule with the kids, is that we rode, and that way they wouldn't beg me
Okay.
every time we went to
Okay.
ride it 15 times. So I had to, like, set a limit, and they had to know what that limit was so they didn't drive me insane.
Right.
And so that was my rule: 2 times on the carousel, and then play in the playground, and then we would go into the library when it got hot, and they'd get books, and that's when we were part of the summer reading program. But then the carousel went away, and we stopped going because it's hot.
So that's got to be a narrative for so many families then. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting because I've been trained that a lot of people only rode the carousel once maybe in their lifetime and never went back. So
Oh,
now I
gosh.
need that there's frequent flyers
Oh
here.
no,
Yeah.
I found my last punch card when we moved.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
and I was like, I
Do
don't
you
even
still
want to
have
get
it?
I didn't want to get rid of it. I think it's in my bin of homeschool stuff
hope
because
you
I had
have
like
it.
two punches still on the JNS carousel
Oh,
punch
please
card.
try to
I
find
was
it.
like, it's orange.
Oh,
I'll leave it. I'll
that's
get
great.
it framed and I'll leave it in Pete's spot just to give him a
That
stroke.
would be awesome. Like for Christmas, she made a Christmas tree with the carousel star. Like so, really kind of.
It's a whole thing. Okay,
Yeah,
we're very
it's a
excited.
thing.
Is there any kind of timeline on the carousel? Have you heard anything
know is
yet?
it's coming, and
I'm excited.
There's a gentleman from Riverside that's paying for it, and then the city's approved it. We're just waiting for it to come from overseas.
I think I'm the only one on the network that's genuinely excited, but I'm really excited.
Troy's very excited.
I love
that's
it.
why those two big girls.
Yeah, because Troy has young kids too in the house.
Right,
so.
exactly. Little
Yeah,
baby.
my
Baby wants
boys
to
are
ride on
going to
the
be
carousel.
all
Yeah.
about it.
Mhm.
Yes.
They miss the old
I
carousel.
know. It just broke my heart when it went away. It was so sad.
Going back to summer reading, is there like a list that people look at and they're like, okay, this is the book that everyone's reading, and then is there like a talkback session? What does that look like?
As far as, we have a couple different lists that
Okay.
we pull from. The big one for the kids is the Sunshine State Young Readers Award.
Oh, I didn't know this.
So
Okay.
yeah, there are school librarians across the state who get together and choose the award winners every year. And they are so good at what they do. So we make sure and we buy lots of copies of all of those books because those are the ones that the kids come in asking for.
Yeah.
And they have them for K through 2, 3 through 5th, 6 through 8. And then for the teens, they have the Florida Teen Reads list that comes out every year that high school librarians choose. And they make
you guys
sure.
remember Book It back in the day?
I love Book It. So it still
Book It.
exists, but it's not the same.
We need to do it
It's
with
not
like a
the same
local,
now.
like Carmelo's or something like
We
amazing.
do.
That
Can
would be
we-
so cool.
Tringale family.
Come
Can
on.
we talk about a Book It?
How fun!
Please.
Do
That
you
would
remember
be
that
amazing.
special moment to get
Yes.
your own personal
You
pan
earned your
pizza?
pizza. Like,
Yes.
so my parents would let us sit alone. That was like the only restaurant we got to sit at our own table because like
Really?
we were buying, baby. That was us. And so like we could all sit together as a family, or they'd let us sit on our own. And so we would like we'd make a suicide of all the drinks.
I
So
remember
like
the
you go
skating
down the
rink.
fountain and you get all of them, and then we'd sit at our little table with our personal pan pizza, and they'd hand us the check, and we'd hand them their so proud with our
So
little Koopa.
cool.
It was such an amazing
It is an
memory.
empowering moment.
And I
yes.
hate that my kids didn't get that same experience
See,
because now
we need
Pizza
that.
Hut's like a drive-in thing.
So
It's
what did
not
you have to
even
do? You had to like read a certain amount of books
Yeah.
in a month or something, right?
Yeah.
Did you have to pass the test? I don't
So
remember.
like you would turn in
think
your
for that
paper
one.
to your teacher. No, you don't have to do like a reading comprehension test. You would just your parents would sign off.
Knowing my teachers, the nuns, they made me definitely walk backwards uphill twice.
You
yeah.
had a piece of paper and you would read the books, and your parents would sign off that you had read the books, and then you would bring the sheet in. My teachers would let us bring in the book if we wanted to share it with the class.
Okay.
And they would let us read it to our classmates
cool.
if we wanted
Okay.
to, if we really enjoyed the book. And so then you would get stickers for each of the little milestones, and then you would get your whole button would be filled with stickers, and you would have the whole like star rainbow situation.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
get your pizza. It's amazing. I loved it.
That was amazing. I know. We need to bring that. Well, I guess it's still around, but
That's the only time I ate pan pizza, and I think they're my favorite pizza memories. And my husband worked for a pizza restaurant, and that's still my favorite pizza. memories.
pizza, really?
Aw.
I know it's not the same anymore.
It was
I know.
so much effort, and I just loved it.
Yeah, but those were magical
For
moments.
sure. Oh,
See,
okay.
kids now need that.
I know. They just need
We
that.
got to bring it back.
Oh, come on, Tringale family. We can do this.
I know.
Carmelo's
Right? I would
Pizzeria.
love to see a local rally around it. I think that'd be so amazing. Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
So, Alex, tell us what else. What are we missing? How can people connect? How can people learn more about the library?
So definitely follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We are St. Johns County Library on Instagram, I believe, and St. Johns County Public Library on Facebook. Also, go to our website, sjcpls.org. Our bookmobile schedule is on there, along with all of our fabulous events. You can also sort by branch. So if you want to see what your home branch is doing, you can go to their page and check it out. But I highly, highly recommend people, especially during the summer, go out and try other libraries. Make a little day trip out of it and go visit.
Will I see other books or other opportunities at different libraries? Do they all vary?
So all of the events and things, yes, vary
Oh, I
at
didn't know
each
this.
one. Yeah,
Okay,
we don't
okay.
have the same events at all of our libraries. So for example, our story times, at least the ones that are in St. Augustine, we kind of varied them so that families could essentially go to story time Monday through Friday. by making the rounds to the different libraries.
Very cool.
Interesting. How do you select, like, is it like different cultures? I mean, South Branch Library is different than Ponte Vedra Library. Should you pick books around like what would like enhance that
For that
community?
demographic.
Yeah, so we try to have a little bit of everything at each of them, but yes, that's one of the things that our collection development librarian looks at. Is
position,
what's
okay.
yeah, she does a lot of statistics and looks at a lot of the trends and the stats behind
What's getting checked out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
she
that's
loves
cool.
her charts and her spreadsheets. I don't know how she does it.
Me
It's
neither.
like Greek to me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
so-
pie chart. I start eating it. Like,
Spreadsheets. So fun.
Yeah, she actually has a sign on her door that she closes and says that quiet, she's doing math. Like
Great.
I respect that.
yeah.
It's such a
that's
sign I would
hard
expect to see in a
stuff.
library.
Yes,
I love that
right?
that exists.
Yeah, but we depend on her and also our librarians that are at our specific libraries. So they know their patrons, so they can request specific things. And we also allow our patrons to do the requesting. A lot of our adult collection is patron driven.
Okay.
So that means people go in and they request the books that they want, either in person or online. And in most cases, we will add those to the collection.
That's
Because
very
we want to
cool.
listen to our community. They know what they want.
Yeah.
What does the library want, Alex? What's a good question what's a good manifestation? What do you guys hope for in the future?
What do we hope for in the future? That people continue to think of us as community centers more than anything else. We are there for you at any point in your life, from birth on.
Yeah.
And we are a place where you can meet other people. You can learn different points of view. And you can learn something. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Connect, pair, share. I like it. So good. Well, Alex, thank you so much for coming today. This was so
Thank you
special.
for having me.
It's always a joy, and no time in joy is ever wasted. So yes, thank you.
Aw.
Alex Barr, everybody. So
Thank you.
special.
Thank you
for
for
being
next
here.
time.
Yeah. Thank you, Boo. Fabulous.
Thank you. And such a timely interview because one of our founding fathers had the first lending library in this country,
I did that on purpose.
Benjamin Franklin.
Did he really?
Perfect. Yes.
Ben Franklin.
The first successful lending library in America was Benjamin Franklin's
Did
in
you,
Philadelphia.
Speaking of Ben Franklin, there is a Franklin show, movie, miniseries out on Apple
My
Plus right now.
brother-in-law saw it. He recommended it
Which
to
the
me.
boys are raving about, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. So
All
I
right.
think it's Michael Douglas or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's something to be noted about.
All right.
Before we
Very
bust
cool.
out of here, I know I have a few minutes to bust a little bit of chops for everybody.
Yeah.
Troop Beverly Hills.
True. I put it on the list.
Thank you.
It's a fun movie.
It is a wonderful movie.
It's a fun movie.
It is a wonderful movie.
Stop taking yourself so seriously, guys.
Well, everybody was like, sure. Bobby was like, oh, please, no. Okay, we saw the
Watch it.
Fast and Furious 1974.
40 minutes of car
with the
chase,
cars that
Bobby.
move like a giant boat. Please, Bobby.
You can watch Shelley Long looking fabulous in the woods.
She did. She looks really good, and everything's tailored. She looks really good. Yes, I know. Yes. How about the CPR moment? Do you remember that moment?
Oh, yeah. It's fun. It's a fun
It is
movie.
a great
Yes.
movie. It's one of my favorites.
Andy
so.
says pancakes are better than pizza.
Actually,
I
well, it depends on what kind of
Yeah.
pancakes. I mean, are you just a plain pancake, Jane, or what are you?
I'm
Ooh,
basic
I'm a
Betty.
blueberry pancake
Yeah?
guy. Yeah,
The
I like a
fanciest
good.
I get is
It's gotta be
chocolate
crunchy
chip.
on the top.
Chocolate chip pancakes, the fanciest I get.
I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, they're very good.
Although my husband found this Biscoff spread. So he just made these homemade
all about it.
croissants. And this Biscoff spread, he stuffed the croissants with this Biscoff spread. It's like magical.
Oh my goodness.
Look at my husband. Look him up on Instagram or Facebook and you'll see his croissants.
So I'm not gonna one up that because that sounds absolutely divine.
so good.
Last month on Sweatfest, we went to Asado Life. Gave us their focaccia breads.
Yeah.
So I gave focaccia breads as the prizes.
That is awesome.
The girls made French toast
Like
focaccia
legit
bread,
loaves?
like loaves of, and it was like it was
You just rode a bike for
heavenly.
90 minutes.
For
Have
90
some
minutes.
carbs.
Have some carbs because you earned it, and it's the
amazing.
best bread ever.
Yeah.
So a long story, literally the amount of loaves that we have bought for this team. It's like a running joke how much I love it. So they turn it into French toast.
Okay.
And then, but they put
Interesting.
Nutella on it after you do the whole French toast.
You need to get him to do the Biscoff spread.
Girl, we're going to go to that Biscoff
I bet
spread
that
next.
stuff
That'll
would
be the remix.
That would be good on pancakes, though. I think the Biscoff spread, it's good on any carb.
It's way smoother. it's where
yeah.
the Nutella is a little bit more dense. I think the Biscoff could be the answer.
Yeah, my family voted the Biscoff superior for the stuffed croissants. Because he did like croissant rounds.
Oh, okay.
So they're not like the folded. He did rounds and then he stuffed them. And so we had Nutella and we had Biscoff and we had a face-off.
Oh, my goodness.
And the Biscoff one.
You could roll me down a hill.
So good.
That sounds dreamy.
So
that
good.
sounds dreamy.
They were amazing. But like him proofing these things,
Yeah.
I haven't seen him that attentive to something since we had a baby in the house. It was like he's just hovering by.
Oh, I like it.
Using the microwave as a proofing box with
Of course.
like steamy water and like it was a whole production. But they were
that's
amazing.
fun. I
They were
love
worth it.
productions in the kitchen. I love being in the kitchen. It's relaxing.
You need to come
It's,
over. He'll cook for you.
So fun. So good.
Destroy
awesome.
your girlish figure.
Oh, definitely. No, my manly figure.
manly
yes,
figure,
I'm
that's
so
right.
butch. Yes.
Yes.
Bleach blonde, but
Very-
bad built butch body, baby.
That. I can't say it.
So funny.
Too many syllables.
Too many. Oh, well, thank you so much.
This was so fun.
Fabulous show. So
Thank
fun
you
to
for
see
introducing
you.
us to Alex. She was amazing.
Incredible lady.
Thank you for joining us, Alex. We love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we love all of you, and we hope that you will tune in tomorrow. We've got, I guess, an early edition of trivia. We're going to have all kinds of men in here. I don't even know.
Wow, sounds like a locker
It's
room.
going to be exciting. Exciting. There'll be someone for every demographic.
Oh, that's lovely. I'll be watching, and you'll be watching. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye, boo.